Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shanghai20 at YouTube.com. At YouTube.com. And we're gonna be doing some StarCraft ladder. I've been playing it on and off between like Tekken and Dota 2. With the new update 7.07, it's become a completely different game in terms of tone and meta, and it's kind of interesting. I'm still trying to figure it out, feel it out for myself, and see if I really like it that much. I mean, some of my heroes are getting buffed the way I liked, and some of the heroes that I don't really care for are getting stronger, and some are just getting completely nerfed out of existence. Like, I would say Broodmother is completely done. I mean, you could probably still play her and still have great success. It's just, in terms of overall how you play her now, is completely different. So anyway, we're gonna get back into some StarCraft. On this map, we're gonna want to try to get to these rocks, because if we get to those rocks, we can definitely kind of do a little sneak attacky type situation, and I love to sneak attack. Well, not really. I like to play kind of like Roach Hydra Muta Infester, or Hydra Roach Ultralisk and Infestors. I mean, Infestors are so good against heavy tech play of the humans. So I mean, or the Terrans. So we're just gonna want to, depending on really how we do it, it's Zerg versus Zerg. So this is gonna be kind of like a completely different match. I don't know. This kind of matchup is probably my worst. So we're gonna have to make sure we kind of take care of shenanigan play, which basically means like a one base all in for them. Because then he could produce Zerglings really fast, and we'd be in a lot of trouble really quickly. Though I'm still gonna play a little dangerously and try to build my expansion, then go into spawning pool. I mean, if he's gonna be trying some shenanigans, he's definitely gonna be he's gonna have the resources to come after me right now, and we're just gonna have to hope that's not the case. That's why we're putting out our drones, our overlords in the position to spot like incoming Zerglings, so we're not thrown completely off guard. And right now we're just waiting to get to that 200 mark so we can get our spawning pool and basically starting proper to get things going. Like, that's gonna take a little bit. That hatchery is gonna take a minute to get there. We're gonna drop a gas geyser, replenish those numbers, but also, what we got? 13, 14, 15. We got 15, and we'll put one down into there. Yep, there's the speedlings right there. We're completely off guard here, which sucks. What we're gonna have to do is kind of stall out until we can get some units, because we're not going to be able to stop it. Yeah, and at this point, getting a roach warren.
We require more minerals.
I mean, he's stupid enough to continuously be hitting relatively nothing.
More minerals.
So I'm not quite worried about it. I mean, he's trying to definitely do some kind of, I mean, he's definitely trying to rush strategy it. I mean, I'm okay with it, honestly. Oh, because first we'll do that. Bring this here.
We require more Vespine gas.
Come down. Not really gonna work. Alright, so we kind of weathered the storm on that by kind of following our strategy, what we were trying to do before. So we're gonna take major points where we don't have to... Oh. Okay.
Spawn more overlords.
Okay, so we're in a hell of a lot of trouble. And again, this is kind of what I expected from, like, kind of this setup. ZVZ is all about this kind of heavy damage. And I mean, as long as he's doing that, honestly, I'm okay. It'll give us a little time to try to do more. I mean, honestly, we don't even need... What's going on?
The hive cluster is under it.
I have to know what in the world was this. Is this good? I don't know. I guess he doesn't figure that I have anything else. Evolution chamber. Alright, so honestly, we're gonna do that and get Baneling Nest. Start to drone up some more. Alright, so actually I'm okay with most of this until we can actually start to move out. Alright, so so really what we're trying to do right now is kind of get back off our feet. Which is already a tall order. Alright. We also need to get to our next tier. And those are going to be able to prevent the run buys that he's doing, at least for a little bit. So let's move down a little bit. Honestly, we're just using them as a way to stop like the rush. Yep. Because they're coming, and this is gonna pretty much kill all of them.
Our forces are under attack.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't ready for it. Definitely my fault.
Mutation.
I mean, honestly, the only reason why I'm doing this is because I wanted to see. I honestly wanted to see kind of what I can do better. Because it looks like he maxed out on what you call it, which is cool. I mean, I got nothing else to say about this match. I pretty much lost it. But what I wanted to see is kind of how far I could do it yet. Because I mean, I was doing okay until the well, honestly, it was about the rush you did in the beginning of the game, which, I mean, you know, that's just kind of how you live by the sword, you die by the sword, as Zerglings, because if you don't really figure out what the hell you're doing or what your opponent's doing fast enough, you just get out trumped like that. So it's I don't take anything of that personally, but yeah, I mean, he had upgraded his shit to speedlings. See, he went for a hatchery. He went for a spawning pool in a minute 31. Mine's just a 2 minutes. So like he was literally trying to push out, yeah, metabolic boost. He was coming to try to take me out. And honestly, if I would have maybe gone spawning pool then into hatchery, probably would have been a different story. And you know, next game, I'll try that out. I'll try spawning pool into hatchery and see how well that works out. But I think, I don't know, in terms of how we dealt with the first wave, it was alright. But as more and more waves came in, and he went to the Mutalisk, is kind of what was when they standard in match. So, you know, it was that we were holding on that lower tech, and he jumped right over top of it. And I mean, at that point I was trying to get to that level. Like you've seen, I did do the upgrading to the Greater Spire. Well, it's not a Greater Spire. I'm horrible with the terminology. But the second tier of my hatchery. So, you know, it was about not moving up in time. And he also did a bit of a Zerg rush on me, and that's kind of what pulled me back into that hole in the first place. So I mean, a shrewd move on his part. Shrewd move, sir. A good shrewd move. But we'll keep going. We're just gonna have to make sure that once we get to that critical time where we have to start to push, where we have to start to harass, that we do so, because particularly with the human Terran, they're gonna try to wall themselves off and stop me from getting anywhere close to them, so that they can build up a critical mass of Vikings or Thors or anything, or just mass Marines and Marauders. So we're just gonna have to be incredibly fast on how we deal with stuff like that. Not as fast as with the Zerg, because as you've seen before, like the Zerg, they could just produce way faster, so it's not a matter of worrying about a full Marine rush. I mean, you can get Marine rushed, but it's not as prevalent in this tier. So I mean, I'm not quite worried about that. but we're just gonna keep trying to build up a mass amount of workers so that our count is up to 16, because that's the maximum efficient amount that you can have working on the gold mines, and not have them like kind of step on each other or slow down the farm. So I'm gonna make our first expansion here at the neutral site, at my neutral base, my natural expansion, excuse me. And then we're just gonna keep replenishing our drones so we can get up to that critical 200 amount, so we can get our spawning pool going. At the same time, you know, producing more and more drones to get to this 16 worker count. We're just getting over to this starting point. I don't know. They usually put them like pretty damn close to me in the first place, so I'm guessing they might be right over there. All right, get our spawning pool. He might not be over there. Nope, not over there. So if he's not over there, if he's over here, if he's not here, then he's there. So, I mean, it's just a little process of elimination. All right, so this is almost about to pop. There's a little drone. Honestly, he can do what the hell he wants. I shouldn't even pull my drone off that to try to do some harass. And there he is. So we know where he is.
Is under attack. Our drones are under attack.
Oh. I tried. He got one workout. But we're good now. And throw 2 into that.
The hive cluster is under attack.
Okay. We're just using it to kind of scare them away. Again, we're just trying to replenish our armies right now. Well, I'm sorry, replenish our numbers in terms of the worker count. Also gonna drop 2 evolution pits.
Spawn more
Put that back up.
We require more minerals.
Soon we're gonna transition into get our first 3, because there's definitely a little trouble right there.
We require more minerals.
Just got to make sure that we toggle him a little better. Where, alright, he turned back pretty damn fast because he saw the amount of stuff we had right there. Wasn't really going to be able to do much there. Alright. So we got some roaches. We're going to see if we can't do a little harassing of our own. Again, still just trying to get up to that level, get our defensive up. Alright, as well as probably should pop in that next hatchery. Alright. I also want to get movement speed on our overlord so we can take a look into their base. That's cool.
Mutation complete. Our forces are under attack.
That's cool.
Metamorphosis complete.
Alright, so we're gonna take one of these dudes and fly by their whole thing. See what's going on in there. Definitely want that. Definitely want these.
Our forces are under attack.
Alright, cool. So he doesn't... That's not where the bulk of his stuff is. We're gonna use this one to just push the creep wave.
Mutation.
We're gonna want to see where everyone's at. Quickly hit up to that next level of tech so that we can go into our important units. Get here. Actually, we should have. Keep pushing the creep wave. Because we're gonna just want. Actually, yep. Alright. I want more goo.
Spawn more overlords.
Because there's the tanks.
Metamorphosis
And again,
complete.
Continuously push the creep.
Mutation.
We want more and more now to help with this fight.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay, so they have what you call it?
Metamorphosis complete.
Oh wow, that was really bad. They're just using
Mutation complete. The hive cluster is under attack. The hive cluster is under attack.
Can't believe it! Problem with this situation
The
is
hive cluster is under attack. Our forces are under attack.
I didn't. He's just putting tanks on the background.
The hive cluster is under attack.
Wow. I lost to nothing, basically. That was my own fault, honestly. I wasn't fast enough, but I also let him box me into a corner, which is kind of the death knell for the Zerglings at that point. So kind of my own fault. They just sat down and just came right after me. I have to kind of figure out a better strategy, or you know what it was? I should have went for more. I could have went for Mutalisk, and Mutalisk would have changed the whole structure of that, because all they had were Hellions and Hellbats, which is what it is. I don't really give a damn. I'm not worried about it, but we could have done a lot better. And I know what I did wrong in that situation. I should have switched to a different tech. He was heavy ground. He was trying to kite me with the tanks and keep the witchquotes up front to stop me from destroying the tanks. So it was really my fault on that situation, but we'll just handle it better next time. I'm not worried about it. 10-minute mark, around the 8.5-minute mark. He just tried to choke me out. Yeah, we'll have to do a lot better. And they're about to throw me back in the gold tier, so we really gotta step it up. I really enjoy playing against tougher opponents, and it kind of gives you a time to really contemplate on what you need to do in your own play styles. And shoot, I could have even done Vipers. I was at the highest level of tech tree, so I mean, I don't know. We waited too long. The Banshee that he had put out was really good at keeping us away from his stuff to the point where he could do what he was doing. So I definitely give kudos, but we gotta play smarter. That's all. So again, we're just gonna keep trying to get more and more of these units up. I mean,
we require minerals. We require more minerals.
Damn it. Get these drones to work. Here's a little trick. You put him as a worker, it drops the worker count, and then you kill the building and you still have the worker. Just a quick way to kind of try not to get resource block. Again, we're just trying to continuously drone up so we can have the numbers to support our army. We got 13 already, so that's not bad. I actually kind of want to drop one more Overlord, and then the rest will go standard into the quick expansion.
Game paused.
This ain't Dota.
Game resumed.
Turn off turret download. It's hilarious. Alright. So we got our workers going. We're gonna need to quickly get into our evolution chamber, well, our spawning pool, so we can start to really get to our workers, or to our units. Basically, that was the downfall of the Zerg. I wouldn't say downfall, but it's one of the drawbacks of the Zerg, that you have to have a certain building just to be able to create fighters. Alright, so we found where they are. So cool. We got our evolution chamber down. We're still continuously trying to farm. We have the numbers we want right now. So we're just gonna have to continue to get this up to 3 workers. When this starts to work, then we can start to get some roaches, which I'm trying to get. Yes. So we pop our queens. We're gonna get roach warren and start to kind of get our production going. So we got 3 people into there. Drop a spawning pool. I mean, a evolution chamber. Double evolution chambers. We'll just replenish those 2. Alright, good. Alright, dope. We're gonna quickly get into tier 2. I'm gonna see how fast I can get maybe some mutas. Get that second gas geyser. So we can quickly move into this. And I can't stress enough the importance of the injections to get, you know what I mean, to get your larvas, to increase your larva production. You need those. They're super important. So we're really close to getting our second tier. So we go here. Alright, so we're looking okay right now. Just in terms of our own production. We can start to create some mutas. All the while, still keeping our production up. We're still
more Vespine gas. Our drones are under attack. We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
sure. We're gonna have to focus on getting our... Damn.
We require
They really messed us up right there. That was really bad on my part. Those run-bys. That was tough.
Mutation complete.
I didn't even see it coming, honestly. That basically crippled us right there. It sucks. That super sucks. I mean, it was kind of my fault. Well, kind of my fault. It was all my fault. I wasn't ready for that. So, I mean, what are you gonna do? I have to take a look at the tape on this one. It's pretty impressive in terms of just the bum's rush he gave me, basically.
We require more minerals.
Just to get back up to our work account is just gonna be a freaking ordeal in itself. That sucks for me. But I also want to poke around for a minute just to see. Yeah. Alright. I have a feeling it's kind of like the game before. They're gonna try to hit us when we're down.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
Alright. We got 9.
We require more minerals.
Alright, well, we're just gonna try to do some harass. Maybe give us enough time to get... Oh. Nice. Yep.
Our drones are under attack.
So, right now, which we don't want to happen.
Forces are under attack.
Ugh. This is just bad for me. This is just bad. We need more,
We require more. Our forces are under attack.
Really? So that's how it goes now? Wow. 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 Wowie. Just come in with all of the workers and everything. Yeah, I mean, that's a strategy too. It is what it is. I mean, we definitely needed to work way better at that situation. That was not great. I mean, we got crippled by the rush of the Hellions, and then that changed the inflection of the match. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to put some like maybe like 2 stat defenses, so we don't get pulled out of position like that. Maybe produce a little more queens to be able to push the creep spread. Let's take a look at that graph. Yeah, he was kind of coming at us from the beginning. His production was way more ramped up than mine. Let's see, I swear, yeah. I mean, that's when he caught me, honestly, and that's what changed the whole. Got them upgrades. Like it was really that point where he knocked me down and he got off of it, and that's really what you want to do in this game. So I don't knock him for it. It was a bitch move, and I wasn't ready for it, which makes it the perfect move. You can't just do it just because you think you're gonna be, you're better off or not like that, because somebody will come over and knock you right off. So we gotta be way faster. We gotta think way smarter about the situation. So it is what it is, and we'll go back and learn from this situation. It's that, like, everyone that I've been playing actually in the last like half hour now have been kind of like rushing me and trying to keep me from getting to the next level, or just try to keep me down while building themselves up. So what we're gonna try to do, I mean, I'm not really a Zerg rusher, so that's not really what I think I'll do. But I mean, I think we just need to move out a little quicker and to have units out in the field to protect earlier, because in that one in particular, we didn't have anything when those 4 or 5 Hellions came in and just kind of roasted a lot, or not just the majority of our workers. That was a tough engagement. But like I said, we'll learn from it. We're gonna producing roaches a little faster so that we won't have that problem. Because roaches can definitely shoo off or at least take out the Hellions. So I mean, Hellion play was one thing. We let that get to us, but we'll be all right. We're on Cactus Valley LE, and I like this map actually. It's a large map. Plenty of places you could spawn from. I really don't like the maps that, like, exactly where your person is as soon as the map starts. It kind of gets annoying, and that leads for like rush strategies and stuff where it's like, oh, I know exactly where you are. Like in this, it takes some scouting. People are gonna have to like actually come looking for you. So I do like that a little better. Just for my playstyle personally. Alright, got our obligatory overlords popping.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
Alright, so we're doing okay right now. I mean, the speed of which you start to produce units and when you start to be able to actually get your structures out is incredibly important. I don't do a lot of clicks like I should. I know that. And I know a lot of professional players, they'd already be halfway to their spawning pool by now, or at least a little closer to it than I am, and that's okay. I watch professional games. I know how I stack up, not very well, so I don't try to compare myself to anyone, and anybody starting out in StarCraft. If you keep getting busted or you're dying and stuff, that's nothing to be angry about. In that this is a different game than most, and it's not so easy to just oh well, I'm just gonna do this and we're gonna be fine, or I'm just gonna do this and we're gonna bust it out. I mean, even the best like Zerg players in the world, the best Terran players in the world, they still get beat. Not everyone wins forever.
Minerals.
I don't think he's here. Nope. Alright, so at this point, again, we're just trying to produce units. We're trying to get our money going. There are the Terrans right there. So I want to put my ward, well, not all of them, but I want to put wards in spots where we can see the danger coming. We don't want to be blindsided like we were before. And then we're gonna
We require more minerals.
start producing those units again. Just for what happened before, we're gonna do like one static defense down here, as well as pop another overlord. Alright, so we can start to produce maybe a few roaches, maybe one or two, and that'll be okay for right now. The three is fine. So now again, we're just trying to build up our critical mass of zerglings. I mean, of drones, so we can actually start to get this busted out. And actually, I kind of wouldn't mind getting another queen, so that we can actually start to do a little more damage.
Spawn more. We require more minerals.
But actually, you know what? I think we can do maybe a nice little
Spawn more overlords.
nice little Zerg rush. I'm pretty sure we got a couple working on here. Yeah, okay.
We require more minerals.
Want more roaches? We're gonna go for like a little early harass, maybe.
Spawn more overlords.
Oh god. Alright. Alright, we're gonna see what's going on. In the meantime, we're also going to be producing more units and drop a queen to start push that creep spread, which is incredibly important. At the same time, dropping a second gas geyser. And this is kind of what we wanted to do. Wow, he's not closing up. He didn't close up the well, for Terran units, you can pull your buildings down, make them flat so that your people can walk over them. Alright, I think we did a fantastic job right there of kind of scaring them up, making them do things they might not have done. Again, moving this creep spread to where we want it to. We're gonna make one of these. Make one of these. Got that. Create some more roaches. We're gonna definitely expand into
mutation.
Another spawning. Oh well, another hatchery. You know what? I think we're alright for right now. Actually, should have got this up. And again, we're gonna go over it, just take a little quick look-see at what they're doing over there. Alright, so we got both gas geysers working. We can create the 10 we need to go over here. I mean, I think he's still pretty much going to be dropping. Alright, dope.
Metamorphosis complete.
So we're gonna produce some winged beasts.
Metamorphosis complete.
And get another gas geyser going. Alright, cool. So we got the movement speed down. Alright, so he definitely has oh wow. He definitely has what it takes to try to hold off those units, but Ultralisks. Let's get one of these guys start off our next expansion.
Mutation. Metamorphosis complete.
And now we definitely have to start producing some units.
Our forces are under attack.
I'm okay with that. Gap in your defenses.
Our drones are under attack.
Alright.
We require more Vespine gas.
Again, we're just pushing the Crete wave.
Unacceptable command.
We're gonna get some more and more and more stuff.
Spawn more of
Get these guys going. Alright. Damn, the armor is not up where it should be. Shoot. Not great.
mutation complete.
Alright. Alright. So, actually, I'm liking how everything's looking right now. Actually, I kind of want Hydralisk then. We just need to get more mana.
Spawn more overlords.
And then we'll be able to move out.
Metamorphosis complete.
Alright, dope.
Mineral field depleted.
Alright.
Our forces are under attack.
So again,
mutation, mineral spawn, more overlords.
we're gonna just replenish our armies. Go back at it, honestly. We're gonna cut back.
Mineral field depleted.
Get our upgrades. Expand to our next expansion, which would be here. Alright, so right now we're gonna move them to where they can actually do a little good. Shoot, we can get some of those too. Hydralisks. Alright, dope. And actually, I kind of want to check out around the map. Dope. Let's go have some fun.
Our forces are under attack.
Get in here.
Mineral mutation complete.
Yeah, there we go. So it was really that early harass that helped us out a lot. Just want to take a look what he had in here. He spent a lot of time trying to kind of beat me out again. Like that's kind of what the new strategy against Zerg is. Like you just keep them out until you can kind of choke them out. Yeah, even the upgrades for the cool. I'm sorry, this is the kind of stuff I do sometimes. I like just attacking the buildings and stuff. It's kind of just what I get into. Again, hey, thanks everyone for watching. It really means a lot to me. Anybody come check me out. I'm always so thrilled when anybody can come and check out my games. Don't forget, if you like the kind of stuff you're watching, you can hit the like button and the like button, the subscribe button, and the little belly thing to let you know when I'm starting to do more and more streams. Let's see. That graph looks a lot crazier. Look at that huge dip. But see, that's again, I was keeping them down those whole times to the point so that when I got to, yeah, and the steady climb of upgrades is what really was important. When we got the advantage, we kept it, which is like super dope. I liked how we started off from the beginning. It was pretty fluent, and we had a pretty good amount of workers going, and we've got our expansions up pretty quick, which is like super important. So I'm really happy about that. We're just gonna have to make sure that we maintain our lead like that. If we're gonna be, you know, I mean, ahead of the game or basically ahead of our opponent, we're gonna want to keep it that way. So when I kind of stepped on his neck, and actually when you look at the two matches I lost previously, same thing. When you step on someone's neck, you want to crush it. You don't want to just sit there and go, well, it's cool, we'll let you kind of build back up to your size, your army size. No, you want to step on someone to make sure they don't come back from that. This is one of the matches, Bridgehead LE, where you know exactly where your opponent is, and we're gonna keep a courier, an overlord there, because what we're gonna try to do in this one is backdoor them.
We require
Usually, like if you look down here, this is where your natural expansion is, where you naturally going to make your next base, and right here are the breakable walls. So you want to make sure that as a Zerg player that you spot these areas to make sure no shenanigans go on with you, but you also want to make sure that you have the ability to take advantage of it if your opponent isn't paying attention to that, which I mean a lot of times they don't, but you know, the good players do. The good players see that coming a mile away. So we're just gonna see what kind of player we're playing against today. That was our first mess up right there. We definitely should have waited to do that next drone before we did this, and we're losing money on that. But I want to keep the production going as much as I can, even if I didn't make the mistake. So right now we're at 13, 14 drones. That's pretty damn good. This drone is gonna be watching the choke point on where they're gonna be coming from. If they're gonna come out to try to do some stuff, we're gonna see it from that point. And again, we're gonna expand to our natural.
We require more minerals.
Good. Until we can get that 200 minerals so we can make our spawning pool. I mean, we did mess up on that. We were kind of production locked there for a minute, but I think we're still doing pretty fine. Almost at that 200 mark where we can make our spawning pool. There it goes down. And when we do that, we want to drop the gas geyser almost at the same time, so that we can get this gas out as fast as possible, so we can get out those first roaches. And there's his scout, which, I mean, he can go suck a dick. Do a little cheeky play right there. So actually, you know what? Because of the situation we have right now, I will produce 4 roaches, well, 6 zerglings to come over here and try to take a little peck at his base. Well, try to get infiltration into his base, basically. When we get this 50, we're gonna go for the roach den, or the roach warren. Warren. You gotta say it like Dr. Evil. Laser beam. Alright, so far so good. Get our evolution chambers going. Again, never forgetting to replenish the numbers after you got them there. We're gonna try to be sneaky fucks and break into their backside rocks. At the same time, just continuously to get this going. We'll get upgrades going.
We require more minerals.
I mean, so far so good. You know what? We'll go for speedling play. I mean, honestly, it feels a little too late for that, but to hell with it. We're gonna need get up to level 2 buildings real quick.
We require more minerals.
Alright, we're almost through. Actually start to populate this. I don't even want to go until we can get our upgrade.
Spawn more.
So again, we're just trying to get critical mass. We're gonna run in when we have our speed upgrade as well. Gonna get our overlord upgrade so we can kind of take a peek around. All right, cool. So now we have our speedlings.
Mutation.
I want to drop that. Now we're gonna take a look, see what they got. Okay, he doesn't even have his expansion, so he's completely unaware of this situation. Well, that's game. It didn't look like he was ready for any of that. And I don't still see a response at all.
Metamorphosis complete.
I mean, I don't know. Let's take a look. Did he walled off the front? No, he didn't. And there's the units he we're gonna use to kind of rush me. So, and then the 2 medevacs. So basically, by the time he seen it coming, it was kind of way too late. Which, I mean, honestly, was the kind of strategy I was going for in this situation. I honestly don't think that it would have worked out for him in the first place, because I mean, I can produce 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 roaches, and that would have definitely been able to handle. I think he might have like 12, 13 marines. Let's take a look real quick. I mean, speedlings can take care of these guys. Yeah, I don't even think they were upgraded. Well, I mean, that was fun. I mean, messed up, but kind of fun. Work account. Yeah, he didn't upgrade at all. Alright. Well, we have time for just about one more game. So, hopefully it's not ZVZ. Oh, Terry, versus the Protoss. Okay, cool. This is like the first Protoss game we had today. So again, this is the same kind of situation on Bridgehead LE. So we're gonna try to keep an eye on that little area to make sure that we can kind of slip through the back door, and if we can't, then we can tell when they're trying to slip through the back door. So it's basically trying to save our face right there. And great scouting is part of winning. Basically, you got to be able to know where your opponent is, what your opponent's trying to do. Because if not, then you're just doing it blind. You're doing strategies blindly. And I mean, honestly, my quick expansion in a spawning pool into gas geyser is relatively standard. In high level ZVZ, I mean, of course, this isn't high level ZVZ. I'm not high level anything, but what I'm just saying is, you know, it's not unusual for that kind of setup. Whereas, like, let's say hatchery into spawning pool into hatchery is a little bit uncommon, but that's just because, you know, you want to be able to get those kind of units out faster and faster. So it's not really about you, like, you know, wanting it. Only really in terms of ZVZ, Zerg, that you really want to get maybe a quick spawning pool out to defend against maybe some chicanery that your opponent's trying to do. But we got our expansion down. Again, we're gonna just continuously drone up to try to make sure that we have enough drones to maintain our money. We're at 13, 14, 15, 16. That's 16 drones right there. So we're just trying to get to that critical 200 so we can get that going. Also, maybe get some more and more units. All right, we're gonna need another overlord, and we have them at good spots. No one's doing anything over there. So I mean, we can try to do what we did before and do a little chicanery. So we're gonna just pull these workers off until we can get at least 100 gas, so we can get our speedlings going. Actually, you know, we'll just leave them there. Look at that timing, guys. As soon as the hatchery came out, I could just pop a queen right on there. That was perfect. And again, we're just gonna start to send them over there, have them rally there, so that we can get our little sneaky surprise going. I mean, it's still a pretty slippery thing to do, but you know, so many times I've played against people who play slippery towards me, so I'm not really that far up about doing this slippery shit to somebody else. But actually, we need to keep something watched on our side so we don't get kind of our comeuppance, because we definitely will get comeuppance if we don't watch our backside. So again, we're just totally lacking in that department up there.
We require more minerals.
Alright. So we're here. We're gonna start to just attack those rocks. Get our double evolutions. Get our second Vespine geyser. And when we get up to $150, then we'll go hit up our next expansion. Get the tech tree going, as well as getting our third gas geyser. Alright, dope.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
Alright, we're doing just fine. And then get our upgrades. And there is the Alright, well, you did your thing. Now I do mine. Except I'm pretty sure I got the better of the trade. Alright, well. Now we know they're kind of going for a void raid push, which, I mean, is what it is. We get that, get a little more going. And actually, alright.
We require mutations complete.
Alright, dope. Gotta get this level 2 upgrade going. Alright. So, what I actually want to start to do is
We require more
produce
minerals.
roaches and hydras. And take a stroll down their side of the field and see how they like it.
Metamorphosis complete.
As well as moving to our 3rd expansion. We need to climb this freaking tech tree.
We require more minerals. Metamorphosis complete. We require more minerals.
Alright, dope. No.
We require more minerals.
+1. I mean, he's going.
Mutation.
I know he's going for the critical mass of
We require more
hydras.
minerals.
So I mean, we're definitely gonna need to get our trees up more and more, so we can defend something like that.
Spawn Metamorphosis complete.
Alright.
Mutation complete.
Alright. Not bad. Okay, because there's the void raid.
Forces are under attack. Metamorphosis complete.
Just produce more and more void, more and more hydros to be able to combat. That's a lot of void rays, honestly.
Spawn more overlords.
We just don't have enough.
We require more Vespine gas.
Alright, dope. Yeah.
You know the rights were burning up.
No, I didn't. Alright, so we gotta wait for more of the hydras to come. In the same time, get our upgrades up.
Our forces are under attack.
There we go. Alright, we go now. Alright, you know what? That wasn't the worst thing in the world. And actually, I think we did alright.
Our forces are under attack. Metamorphosis complete. Mineral field depleted.
Alright. Problem is, our lava injects are so super slow right now. We're not getting kind of what we want done.
We require more Vespine gas.
Alright, and you know what?
Mutation complete. Spawn more overload.
One thing we definitely hadn't done is alright, more and more and more.
Mineral field depleted.
We're gonna do a quick run by.
Spawn more overlords.
Hey, if they let us take out their whole damn thing, I'm cool with that.
Our forces are mineral field depleted. Our forces are under attack.
Alright, meantime, we're just continuously making swarm over here. And actually expanding into this joint.
Mineral field depleted. We require more Bespin gas.
Alright, so
Mineral field depleted.
moving down here.
Mutation complete. We require more Vespine gas.
Thank you.
Mineral field depleted.
Yep.
Forces are under attack. Metamorphosis complete. Mineral field depleted.
Alright, nice.
Our forces.
Oh. Get that critical count. I want to see what he had going on. Wow. He spent a lot of money doing that. See those little lings, man. Speedlings didn't do so poorly. I think we actually did pretty well for that. Yeah, and look at this, like four how's it called for the Protoss to make air units. Like I said, honestly, I play more Terran than I have of Protoss. But I know when I see a mass amount of Void Rays, you're gonna have to start to do something. And honestly, if we just had the Hydras, we wouldn't have won that. It would have been a completely different story. So I mean, again, it's all about preparation and kind of checking out what your opponent has and trying to. Wow, look at the same dip. Not bad, not bad, not bad at all. I mean, we really had to make sure that once we came in there with those Zerglings that we were able to do something about it. So I mean, honestly, I think we did just fine. But I don't know. How long has it been? I kind of feel like I want to do like one more game. We did just fine in that situation. We kept him down. We harassed a little bit. We maintained our position. We tried to check on what they had, the upgrades. He upgraded so late that it really didn't matter. We had so many upgrades going on. I know I had the level 3 Carapace. We had level 3 +3 attack. I mean, +3 and then +2 defense. So I mean, I thought we did like a fantastic job of actually pulling that out. We really just had to make sure that oh my god. Oh. Okay, it's cool. I'm alright. My dog's looking at me like I'm crazy. Because I kind of, when it comes to this matchup, it drives me crazy. So what we're going to do now is change up a whole strategy. We're going to go for a quick spawning pool into hatchery, then gas geyser. We're going to do mutas. We're going to do banelings, zerglings, and mutalists. So hopefully that's gonna like see us through the day. I mean, honestly, it's gonna really depend on who knows how to micro their zerglings the best. If you know how to micro and not worried about kind of getting pulled back and forth, then you know that's when you're gonna have to worry about it. But in terms of how everything works out, I think we'll be okay.
We require.
So I mean, our timing is gonna have to be really good we're really gonna have to keep an eye on this pathing right here. So when we know when they're gonna be coming for us, we're gonna have to come. We're gonna have to hurry up and like adjust to that. Adjusting, gentlemen, adjusting and kind of going like, hey, you know, I wanted to do this, but the opponent's telling me that I can do this. So that's what you're really going for. You're never really just going for like a blind strategy and going, you know what, this is what I do. This is the kind of thing I like to do. This is what I'm gonna do. I mean, it works sometimes if you're at a high level and you know what you're doing. If you have no clue what you're doing, or you know you're a little lower level, then it's probably best to just stick with what the opponent presents you. Again, we're just trying to get to that critical mass, but honestly, since we're not going for the hatchery, we're gonna go for the quick spawning pool. We get it right now, and this is honestly just defend. I don't want to push out right away. And there's his. I don't want to push out right away. I want to just try to continuously build up my my drone count so that we can start to push out. But also just watching our own ass, honestly. So if we see that contingency of Zerglings coming, we know that we can kind of you know, get some static defenses going, or just, you know, adjust accordingly to it. Honestly, now would be a good time to try to build towards that expansion. That we got queen. Actually, let's scratch the queen. And go for the. Let's go for that quick expansion. See if we can't pull it off.
Our drones are under attack.
And there is the other. Wow. Okay, this is kind of a Zerg rush strategy to sit on the outside of your base and to put. Yeah, I sniffed it out, so he's kind of trying to stop me from doing it. This is when we'll get our queen, and we'll move this to the our expansion to kind of defend that a little bit. As well, we need to put a... Yeah, and they're pulling back. Exactly. And so, I think we're doing okay for right now. As soon as that pops, we'll bring it down. You're gonna have to go there. And we're gonna try to start to attack these rocks.
Our forces are under attack.
Almost identical to African conflict diamonds. So, yep. We're bringing this down into the mineral line. Getting that. Getting some more. No.
We require more minerals.
Yeah, I get it. Nah, actually, we're gonna get that upgrade.
We require.
Get our second queen. Start to get that metabolic boost. Metabolic boost, basically, if you're not really sure, it makes Zerglings way faster. So again, we're just trying to blanket the area and make sure we're not getting chicaned.
We require more minerals.
And again, we're just continuously droning up.
We require more minerals.
Actually, some more into that.
We require more minerals.
When that we got him down. So really, what we're waiting for is the
We require more minerals.
vein. Oh wow, somebody's right there.
Metamorphosis complete.
All right, so we got a speedling. It's time to wait. Matter of fact, we'll get some veinlings along with that, and we'll get. Machu Picchu.
Spawn more overlords. Our body hive under attack.
Let's go.
Mutation complete.
Good.
We require more Vespine gas. The hive cluster is under attack. We require more Vespine gas.
Okay.
Our forces are under attack.
So now, more roaches. Hey. Let's take a look what he had. I mean, he came straight for everything we had, honestly. I mean, it was... I've seen that strategy before, and it's actually a pretty good strategy if your opponent didn't do what I was doing and prepared to switch up to that muta gameplay. Yeah, because he didn't have anything to stop the mutas. I mean, honestly, I feel like he might have just been producing as much roaches as he could. Yeah, because he didn't have a base here. He had one queen. He was trying to pump out as many roaches as he could to try to do something against it. But with the stat defenses I had and the mutas I already had on the field, which was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was only 5, and it did the job. It was really the breaking of the rocks from before, and then going in and trying to basically topple them off their game, which really helped out. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call a stream for right now, guys. It like I said, it really means a lot to me that anybody comes and checks me out, and personally, wow, and look at that, army value was so high. Was it? My upgrades were so much higher than his was. Yep. Yeah. I like it. But anyway, like I said, it really means a lot for me that anybody comes and checks me out. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like my stuff. You can always hit the bell button at the bottom of the page or the bell at the bottom of the screen so you can see when my next videos are coming out. So again, thanks for watching. I'll talk to y'all later.